Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. My name is Troy, and my goal with this series is to show that no matter how much or how little money you have, anyone can invest. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing of this series and you want to know what it's all about, I'm going to link episode 1 above my head so you can go and watch that and get an understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish with this portfolio. In that first episode, I explained things like why I picked the stocks I picked, how much I'm going to be investing and how often, and the overall goals of the portfolio. Once you're caught up there, feel free to watch the other episodes in order to see the natural progression of this portfolio, or just come back to this one to see where I'm currently at. With that being said, if you're already caught up and you're here for your bi-weekly update, let's get to it. In today's video, I'm going to go over a quick refresher of where we left off at the end of last episode. Then I'm going to dive into where the portfolio currently sits, how my recent buys are impacting the cost basis of each position, the all-time best and worst performers in the portfolio, my projected annualized returns based off the current returns, any dividends received since the last update, forecast my upcoming dividends, and any news or things of note in this portfolio. Now, since it's been 2 weeks and some of you might have forgotten, let's see where we left off at the end of last episode. As a reminder, the goal last episode was to get each of the positions in the portfolio to the $65 mark. We had a previous portfolio balance of $780.18, and the portfolio was hovering around even, being down $1.49 or 0.19%. So now let's go ahead and dive right in and see where the portfolio currently sits. As a reminder, we have the auto invest of $60 going in every other week, I believe on Fridays, as well as the $5 going into each and every stock. All of this information is as of the close of market on July 16th, 2024. This portfolio is 26 weeks in the making, and our goal with that 26 weeks in is $70 per holding. So you guys can see where all the positions fall within that $70. All of them are going to be slightly under that, as I've talked about until I'm blue in the face. I don't know why the full $5 doesn't get invested, but here we are. So we're getting really close to that $70 mark. The only one that's actually not at $69 right now is Broadcom, AVGO, and that one actually just had a stock split. So hopefully we're going to get closer to the $5 amount added now that the share price isn't as high as it used to be. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. So I do want to draw attention down here at the bottom. We did have a big jump in account balance. Mind you, I've only added $60 to this account, but yet we're up to $884.10 in account balance this portfolio update. So as I mentioned, I do the buys every other week. It's automatic. I want to show you guys what that's doing to the cost basis, and I actually also made some adjustments to the cost basis thing because I had one mistake on there, and then one thing's happened since then. So right here, you'll be able to see the cost basis. Episode 1, cost basis. I did add split adjusted in there. There's been 2 stocks in this portfolio since I've owned them that have done a split. So AVGO just did their split 10-1. My split adjusted cost basis when I first bought them would have been $111.50. And then ODFL also did a split a little while back. I noticed it, but I didn't update my charts to notice it, kind of thing. I think theirs was a 2-1 split. So that's now been reflected in the episode 1 cost basis split adjusted as well. So that's now $191.16. So the blue column is all of the original purchase prices of all of the stocks I bought. Then I have last week's cost basis, and then I have this week's cost basis. So then you get to the difference between last week and this week's. Again, the red means that the cost basis has increased. The value of my shares is going up. In theory, that also means that those positions are now worth more, and I'm in the green in those positions. While the positions that are in the green on this chart mean I'm in the red on those positions, means I'm losing money on those positions. Thus, my cost basis is dropping. So if those positions ever go back up to where they were, then I'll actually be in the green even more, because now my cost basis is lower than it used to be. So for example, ALG cost basis used to be $202.61 with a single $5 purchase. I got that down $4.74, which is kind of wild. Same thing with KNSL. That's down $5.31 with a single $5 purchase, which is kind of crazy, right? So we're just going to keep doing it, keep adding $5. This is a long-term buy and hold portfolio. I'm not worried about individual fluctuations. I did just want to show you guys just how much this changes on a week or bi-weekly basis with just $5. Because these positions are so small, both in terms of share count and dollar amounts, this is going to fluctuate a ton. So I do want to go through the best and worst performers so far in this portfolio, which you guys will see right here. Right now, ALG is still my worst performer and AVGO is still my best performer. So ALG at the time of recording was down 6.67% or $4.65, while AVGO Broadcom is up 25.83% or $17.70. Now looking down here at the bottom, this portfolio is now in the green, and it's in the green by what I would consider to be a good chunk, especially since we've been fluctuating between super red and kinda red for the last couple episode updates. So now we're up 5.08% or $42.22 in this portfolio. So let's go ahead and plug that into the chart I've been keeping to show the overall fluctuations of this portfolio. It's had a lot of ups, a lot of downs so far, and let's see where we're currently at. So right here, you'll be able to see, again, we have that episode 1, nothing to track there because I just started the portfolio. Then we get in all the way over here. So you can see the total gain and loss in the first, or technically the second column. You have episode number, then total gain and loss. Then we get into the total gain and loss in percentages. And then I project that out based off of how many weeks are left in the year. And you guys can see that went from 35, 30 up to 50% at one point, which obviously is not sustainable. But then the portfolio quickly started dropping like a rock. It went all the way down to negative 7.9%. So I was almost saying, hey, I'm going to lose 8% on this portfolio this year. That's just how we're projecting. But of course, what goes down must come up. What comes up must come down, kind of thing. So the portfolio is kind of trying to stabilize somewhere. I don't know where it's going to end up. You'll have to stay tuned, just like I will, to see where that goes. So as of the conclusion of episode 14, we have that $42.22 in the green, 5.08% total gain and loss. Which gives us a projected annualized return now that we're about halfway through the year. Actually, we are halfway through the year with 26 weeks in. We're up to 10.16%, so just double the current numbers. So that's pretty cool. So I do have, obviously, this is a dividend portfolio, right? So we did get dividends in this portfolio, so let's go ahead and check those out. So right now, I believe at the time of recording, I only had one dividend come in, which was STLD of 21 cents on July 12th. I think there was actually another dividend coming in this week, but I didn't want to hold the video off any longer for you guys. I wanted to get it out. So that'll be on next episode. So stay tuned for that as well. But with STLD, this is a little chart I like to show with just the dividend snowball. Obviously, I'm adding money to this position. So this isn't just like the dividend growth rate compounding on itself. This is also my funds being added to it. And if there's a dividend raise in there, that gets added to it as well. But on April 12th, I received 11 cents from STLD. And then on July 12th, I received 21 cents. So we're up, that's 10-cent difference in just one quarter, which is one payment, which means we're up to 32 cents from STLD, which is 17.02% of the total dividends I've ever received in this Anyone Can Invest account, just from this one holding. So this is a really good payer for me. So let's go ahead and plug these numbers into the monthly tracker, and let's see how we're doing so far in July, how we're doing so far this year, and where we're projecting for the rest of the year. So looking at this one, you guys can see January, February, March, and that gives us a quarter one total of 18 cents. Then we go into April, May, June, which gave us a quarter two total of $1.38. And with, I believe we only have 2 dividend payments in July so far, we're up to 32 cents. I want to say, actually, that's the next slide, so I'm not even going to speculate. I'll show you guys. But we do have a good amount of dividend payments to receive left for July. I'm fairly confident that we'll break the 45-cent mark received in April, and obviously we already broke the January number. So when comparing month one of quarter one, month one of quarter two to month one of quarter three, we're trending in the right direction. So that gives us a total amount of dividends received in this portfolio in its creation, aka this year, of $1.88. So like I said, we are expecting more dividends in July. So let me go ahead and dive right into that and show you what I'm talking about. So for the rest of July, I took this screenshot on the 16th. I'm recording this on the 17th. Hopefully I can get it out on the 17th. Worst case scenario, the 18th. I've been under the weather, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get it out there to you guys so I can stop delaying the excitement. So with that being said, on the 18th, we have a payment from Intuit coming in. And then on the 26th, we have a payment from HUM coming in. And then on the 29th, which would be the next Monday, we have ALG coming in. So we have 3 more dividend payments. And this is a perfect chart of what I was talking about for you guys with the getting paid weekly kind of thing. This is a thing of beauty. Look at that. Every single week, even though there's 5 weeks in this month, kind of, every one of them has a green box in it, and that's perfect. Like I said, some of them will have, just based off of timing and declaration dates and all kinds of stuff, like some of them will be a little weird and it won't actually be every single week. But for the most part, it should look a lot like this. So 3 more dividend payments. We did have on the 16th, which was, like I said, the day I started doing the research for this video. I did have the ex-dividend date for ALG, which, like I said, they already are going to be paying this month as well. So that's already come and gone. I did want to share it with you guys just because it was in here and it was on the day I started getting the research. It was there. But that's going to wrap it up for this bi-weekly update to the Anyone Can Invest portfolio. If you enjoy this series, make sure you click that like button. And if you have any questions or suggestions, leave those in the comments down below. And if you want to see what my dividend portfolio looks like that I've been building for the past 5 years with the goal of early retirement, check that out right here. But until next time, see ya.